Gentlemen?
I guess the big question is Mikheyev, is he game time decision? Is he good to go?
No, he's not playing tonight.
Do you expect him in the near future?
I hope at some point in this trip that he's playing.
What do you expect from him? We know Tort's hardworking, but is that pretty simple? What do you expect from him?
It's pretty simple. He's a meat and potatoes kind of guy, and I guarantee that they're committed to blocking shots in front of the net and protecting the front of the net. And so, I mean, that's his moniker, and he'll get everybody into doing it. So, I mean, we need 20 guys working harder than him, and we'll see if it can be done.
Is that just the lesson as well out of Wednesday, losing in Edmonton? Just people work a little bit harder?
Well, I don't think the work ethic. I thought the work ethic was really good in Edmonton. I think we made we made a mistake didn't work as hard as we'd like to on the last goal. But first two periods, I thought the work ethic was great. The pressure we put on them was great. Our special teams have definitely got to get better. We're not going to start off the way we started off last year. That's just a recipe for disaster. So I mean, we got to get better in those two areas. And if we clean that up, I'm pretty sure everything else will be good.
I noticed you had puck holes and doing some penalty killing yesterday. Is that something you're looking to add to?
Maybe not right now, but I mean, he did a little bit last year. Scott Walker liked him killing penalties. He saw him in the World Juniors doing that, and so it's something that's when Pod starts feeling really good about his game, that maybe you can add that to his repertoire.
Fourth line didn't get a lot of ice time in Edmonton. Was that just the nature of the game, or is that kind of the plan?
8 power plays, against 4. I mean, I want to to me, if you're watching a game that I'm coaching, I mean, and it's a normal game, they'll get about 10 minutes to 12 minutes of ice time. And if they get that usually means you're having some success. Last game, it just worked out that there was so many power plays and so many penalties, and or that they're not on that situation. And it's funny because I was just about to, before they scored their last goal, move Lazar up into a checking position to make sure we get into the overtime thing, but they scored the shift that he was supposed to go out on. So,
Bruce, I wanted to ask, on this road trip, you obviously don't get to control matchups as much, not having last change. When you're missing 2 of your regular defensemen in Myers and Dermott, how much of a challenge does that make it in terms of matchups wise?
Well, I guess it depends on who you're playing. Like, I mean, if you're playing a team like Edmonton that can throw 2 lines at you, with 2 great players, even though once they got behind, they moved Draisaitl on with the same line. It's not difficult to get who you want out there on the road. I mean, defensemen are easy to match up against. The forwards are the more difficult group to match up against forwards. So that's that's not that tough. But when you got there's only one real big line or something like that, then you can get the matchups you want. If there's 2, then it becomes a little more difficult. And if you got 3, well, you're in trouble.
And when it comes to the power play, obviously it struggled a little bit last game. But when you went back and looked at the tape, how much of it do you think was your unit's lack of execution versus their penalty kill? Just, it seemed like they were doing a lot of really good things out there.
Their penalty kill, well, our problem is the same right now. Every team looked at us and saw what our power play was at the end of the year, and we're trying to be too cute. We got to start with shots. I mean, that's what opens things up, and if you start with shots from both sides, then all of a sudden you can do the plays into the middle and the plays with the shot tips and stuff like that. But if you just hold on to it and you try to do the fancy plays right away, and they're in a really good box, it's almost tough to get it through, or those seam passes are really tough to maneuver until you get them running around. And we didn't get them running around enough, both yesterday, even in the game in Abbotsford. We were 1 for 10 or 3 for 10 or something like that on the power play. But I mean, it was those are the things you got to do if you want to have a successful power play.